I love seeing people speculate as to what's going on in the chat. Oh, I love it so much. Hello, everybody. A little bit of a last minute spur of the moment stream tonight. I am going to throw it out there whilst everyone's filtering into the stream. I am pretty sure in the next day or two I am going to be quite under the weather. You know when you can feel it and you start getting a sore throat like ahead of time? Yeah, it's not good. I have stayed away from Linda for like 3 days now because she's basically been in bed the whole time ill, and I think unfortunately the particles in the air, I think they've got me, which is not ideal at all. I definitely did not want to be ill, especially this next week, because meant to be racing this next weekend coming up, so it would have been nice to go out kind of midweek, weather permitting. But if I'm as sick as she has been, then that's going to be a no-go. So I'm probably going to say this many times throughout the stream today. What am I doing for the rest of the year? I am going to make qualifying even...
Nah, you'll be fine. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji.
Stephen, do you have infinite funds by any means? Not to pocket watch, but this is getting a bit ridiculous now. Like, every single time. Holy shit, thank you so much. You know, after... I'm going to go off topic now because of Stephen. We can blame Stephen for this, actually. You do... I bet I'll keep streaming every day then, if that's the case. I said to Linda, after you and AJ kind of flopped your meat out on the table on Friday, and I said it's been a weird coincidence that almost every time I do a stream that I was on the fence about doing, someone is way too generous in that stream, and it's so common now, and this is going to sound like really big-headed, I kind of knew you would be here to do that. And I'm not taking that for granted. Thank you so much. But the amount of times I've been on the fence about doing a stream, said, oh, you know what, may as well throw it up. Something insane happens, so thank you. And that was the same case on Friday. I was thinking about not doing it because I was like really tired. I took a quick 20-minute nap before it all kicked off on Friday. And we was in the game, and then you and AJ decided to show up. So, one little distraction aside, I'm going to make the rest of this season, indoors and outdoors, incredibly difficult for me. I'm going to be trying to do it on the two-stroke every single time. Now, I have messaged Ryan, who is the mod/admin and sets up the servers for the series, and I've asked him if he is willing to put two strokes onto the servers moving forwards, and he said yeah. He said to me, you are aware they're shit, right? And I said I am, but I will be a man of the people, so we'll see how it goes. I think from outdoors I should still be able to qualify top 35. It's for the Supercross I'm a little bit more concerned about, not so much in getting a lap top 40, because I think I can still do top 40 and get in the heats. It's trying to make it through the heats, getting bad starts. But I think it's a good way of going about the rest of the year with having a bit more of a carefree attitude. Because, I mean, let's be honest, if you're making main events on the two-stroke against the field that we've got now, you can't be unhappy with where you end up. This track is Glen Helen. It's the 2015 version of Glen Helen. I've got a pinned link to it if you're on YouTube chat right now, taking you to it. I slid into Splash's DMs as well. Was it last night? It was either last night or the night before. I lose track of time. Saying, do you want to be a man of the people and help me get a two-stroke setup dialed so I can try and qualify for the races? And he said, yeah, away for the weekend. I'll hook you up when I get back. And he sent me a base setup for indoors and outdoors for the time being, which feel pretty decent as a solid base. We are going to be racing for the vibes, yes. In terms of how far we're going tonight, I actually don't know. I say we just started. I'll probably go for at least 2 hours, I would have thought. Depends how much this throat is holding up. Might have to go and get some soothers. Try and sort that out a little bit. I've got bad memories of this track here in particular. This is the one where Tyler gave me a little bit of a wienering in the last corner on the last lap. I was not happy with that pass at the time, but you go and watch it back. It was actually a very, very valid pass. It was just an aggressive move on the last lap of a race. There was nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, we're going to be rocking a little bit of two-stroke action, and I messed around last night back and forth between KTM, Husky and Gas Gas. I don't want to touch the Yamaha or the Fantic just because the sounds are so incredibly broken on them. But just as a base, the Husky felt the best to me. I tried the TM250 as well. I thought maybe because the TM125 is so strong, the TM250 might be broken as well. Hello, Doc. Long time no see. But it wasn't that good, unfortunately. Well, I like a challenge, as you know. And since I'm not really competing for wins right now, I might as well just try and do something that I'm happy with in a different regards. Like if I get 10th in a main on a 450, I'm not usually very happy with that. Whereas if I was to get 10th in a main on a two-stroke, I would be over the moon. I feel like that'd be really, really cool. We're going to channel our inner Jared Lesher, one of them two. And we're going to rock the 252 smoker. I will say on the flat version of the Supercross tracks, the 250 is actually not that bad. But it does struggle on some of the rutted versions. It's on a track-by-track basis. It really depends what obstacle you have in front of you, if there's any like big rhythms, for example. So if you take last, or this week's track that we did, in the long rhythm before the finish, the far side on the 450 was to go inside, double, triple, step over, and then triple into the turn. You can't hit that step over on the Husky, or on the two-stroke, sorry. So you're going to be at a bit of a disadvantage straight away. But that's just going to be the nature of the game when it comes to riding this bike. I've noticed there are a lot... I don't think wonky's the right word. What I've found, and I don't know if it's always been this way or if it's just where maybe the 450 bikes have changed as time's gone on. What I've found is your rider's, like your body weight, seems to affect the bike a lot more than it does on the 450s. So if I'm in a corner and I'm leaning, if I'm kind of leaning with the bike, if I don't force that bike to get stood upright again, it will carry on leaning over for longer, and it's really easy to lose the front end or the rider to like pull the bike down to the ground and you to crash in that regards. So I've seen you cut the track to be near me like 5 times already. Can we please stop doing this? It's very frustrating. No, I'm going to look away so you don't get the screen time. Need Dash to throw a 252 stroke in the Triumph chassis. I mean, yeah, I mean, if there's any sort of model swaps going around for the Husky 2-stroke, by all means. I mean, I don't mind the base model as it is. Track's in the pinned comment for anybody who wants to hop on and ride these as well. Yeah, we're just going to be rocking with base setups for the time being. And then whenever Splash gets a bit of time, hopefully he can give me as much of an advantage as I possibly can do, because I'll need it. I'll need the bike to be handling really well. But as a general start point, what I've got on it at the moment is okay. It's just on the, like, well, I suppose all of the tracks I'm going to have this year by B Clay, the braking bumps tend to be a lot more choppy, so they're more harsh on the bike. And you definitely feel it robbing the bike of some speed, so I need to try and find a way of soaking them bumps up just a little bit more. One thing I did think was quite funny, and I know that obviously we done, well, I didn't do 2 full motos. I'm going to refuse to keep riding around you skids. Anytime you cut the track, I'm just going to turn and face the other way. On Sardinia, I booted her up on this. I had a completely stock suspension on that rough stand track, and then all I did was, I myself, you know, not a suspension expert by any means, but I put in a bunch of preload and then increased the rebound a bunch and the compression a bunch, and I ran a lap time that was a second faster than my qualifying time on the 450. I know I probably just know the lines a little bit better, but I just thought that was quite funny. It is definitely slower on sand though. Like whenever the next sand track is in the GPs, I'm going to kick him from the lobby. I've told him 3 times now. Whenever the sand track is for the GPs, I will struggle the most. But we'll see. Oh, you ain't got to apologise for that, Godis. It's nice that you're actually enjoying life and you're not stuck on the game all the time. It's good stuff. You've had connection timeout for 5 weeks. I've got no idea how to go about fixing that, Jamie, sorry. The UI mod is called MXB MRP3. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's on MXB mods. This is the 2015 one. 2015 version of it. Yeah, the track's in the pinned comment. You shouldn't have to find it at all. If you're watching on YouTube right now, it'll be there in the comments. It's pinned. So a link will take you straight to it. Yeah, I'm not a big Cowie enjoyer. It's just, it doesn't seem to matter what you do to the suspension on it. It just doesn't seem to soak things up as nicely as the other bikes do. But the reason I really want to go live today is not only for a slightly clickbaity stream title to get people in here chilling and playing, but just to get a little bit more practice onto this bike as well ahead of tomorrow's race. When B-Clay's released the track preview, and the braking bumps do look pretty damn brutal. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Try and get the bike nice and dialed ahead of that, hopefully. Have something called Bingo Lotto. I think we've got a lottery. Like people that sell lottery tickets, that's just called Lotto. I'm not sure if that is one and the same. Yeah, I've watched it. I think everybody by now surely has to have watched that Jesse Nelson video. Do you want to know one of the biggest things I miss riding this two-stroke? And it's actually quite noticeable, especially with how I play the game, my riding style. It's the no engine braking. The amount of times I'll overshoot a corner because I go to bang it down the gearbox like I would on the 450 and it just doesn't slow down. I'm usually quite against using the brakes, especially on choppy tracks. I feel like as soon as you touch the brakes, the bike wants to just skip around or send you over the handlebars in the braking bump. So I usually just try and downshift and stay on the throttle a little bit. But I'm gonna have to learn, but I think it's going to be a building process at the same time. It's just learning the ins and outs of the bike. It's no different than, like, American Aiden, for example, rides the Suzuki all the time, but he's ridden it so much that he knows all of the ins and outs of the Suzuki. So he's actually pretty damn good on it. Whereas over time, if I learn all of the ins and outs of this bike, I should hopefully get more and more competitive on it. But it was nice to ride the Gas on Friday and show that you didn't have to be on the meta bike all the time. And if anybody was there watching me, you will remember I said that someone like Cam or a Tyler and a Rax as well could still win on a bike like the Gas. And what happened a couple laters after I finished the stream? Rax went and won NA on the Gas. So, listen, there are viable bikes out there. You just have to have somebody with thumbs controlling it, because that ain't me anymore. Yeah, type in Lins in the server list, the server will come up for you. And then the password's on the screen underneath my face cam. Now, the thing that I haven't tested, and I don't think I'm going to be able to test until tomorrow, if we qualify, is how this bike handles in road. Because I don't imagine it's very good in a road, so that might very much be a slow and steady type deal. And I've now told him 5 times, so he's now being ejected from the lobby. You had many chances, sir. So there we go. You'll be able to join when the server goes down and goes up again. No, not the gas. Oh my god. Okay. One thing that I do find strange about the two-strokes now is the traction on them seems to be pretty booty cheeks. Now, I'm running the 120 tyre right now, and it does still slide around a lot more than the 450s do. However, at the same time, whilst you slide around a bunch, it also feels like it's really easy to loop the bike out as well. Which is strange to me. I'm not sure how you can have both things happening at the same time. I'll repeat myself again, you guys have not got to go out of your way to find the track. The track is linked in the YouTube comments. Skids, I don't know if you had the stream muted or what. I told you about 5 times to stop cutting the track and riding around me. I can't ride the 300. It's in the MX3 category, I think, Arch. So it wouldn't be able to be put onto the same servers. It's probably the same story with... it's probably just an exaggerated version of the 450s where the side of the tyre's got like no grip at all, but then the middle of the tyre's really, really grippy. Oh my Jesus. So like, I don't feel like it's super slow in a straight line. It's just trying to make the most out of the corners. It's quite hard to be really, really smooth on it, so that's going to be the challenge, really. But yeah, if they was going to suddenly allow the MX3 category in the servers, I'll just boot up the old CR500 instead, or KTM 500. I could not tell you what happened there with the wonkiness. That just suddenly twitched out on me. Very, very strange. It says there's 30 people in here right now. The server is set to 36. Probably start a race in a minute or two, but I'll do like 2 races of each, so it's up to you if you want to go and download this one. How good was the Supercross? The 250 class was pretty boring to me, but the 450s was good. It was fun seeing. I mean, I don't know if anyone that dislikes Kenny, to be fair. So saying I'm a Kenny enjoyer is probably a given. I think everyone is. But I would not be against seeing Kenny get a championship. I know that might be speaking a little bit too soon, but I would not be unhappy with that at all. Yeah, I didn't stay up and watch it at all. I watched it this morning when I woke up instead, and I just skipped through 250s like a couple minutes at a time. It's like as soon as Deegan got into second, you know what's going to happen, so I just fast forwarded. What do we reckon? I'm interested to see your guys' thoughts as well. What do we reckon about Tomac? What's going on there? Because he says that he's not hiding any injuries at all. He's definitely not the same man that we saw in the first half of the season. I just wonder what it can be. Don't know if it's just different dirt now that we're over on the other coasts for the most part. Maybe he's not vibing with that too much. That track last night did look really, really rough on him, to be fair, but the Tomac especially, when the camera was on him on the last lap, it just looked like he was just trying to survive, just trying to get around the track. Then I also saw it could be bike things, because Prado was like pretty damn good at the start of the race, and then by the end of the race, he was just trying to get around the track as well. So maybe the KTM in those conditions just wasn't flowing, wasn't vibing too much. I'll tell you, that case by a Sexton was pretty gnarly, wasn't it? Oh, that was bad. Like, my wrists hurt for him. Yeah, you kind of feel how much the bike's getting bucked around a bit on that downhill from them braking bumps. Just need the rear to be a little bit different. Oh, got somebody else cutting the track to try and be near me. I hate to sound like a broken record, gamers, but I promise you, your life will not change being on the same part of the track as me. Don't feel too bad though. I'm definitely about to crash now that I've said that, but I feel like I'm flowing okay. The pace probably isn't insane, but it's consistency. Yeah, consistency is going to matter a lot on this bike. Oh, see, I'm not going to go start tweaking the suspension stuff myself. I'll just wait for Splash to send me the good shit and then run it. I'll give him a bit of feedback probably, saying like, can this be adjusted to this ever so slightly, and we'll go from there. I think a lot of the time I'm suspension people's worst nightmare, because the tyre that you choose does quite heavily affect how the suspension works. And I'm a big 120 rear tyre enjoyer, but I know a lot of the top boys use a 110 instead. So if they was like, if I got sent the same stuff as like Cam or Rex, for example, it wouldn't feel the same. It wouldn't feel amazing, and so then they have to go and tweak stuff accordingly. Oh, thank God that bow didn't have collisions. I don't know why it hasn't got collisions. It probably should have done. And because I'm riding the two-stroke now... Oh, I'm definitely going to get into the back of this man. That's fine. Because I'm on the two-stroke now as well, I do need a clutch. So I've gone and unbound my downshift. You know how I had my downshift and clutch on the same button? Which works like really quickly banging down the gears, but it means you can't use a clutch around the entirety of the track. I've now changed that, so I do have a clutch button again. And you can't run like quick shift on the two strokes anyway, so there's not really too much point in having them linked together. So if I do start bogging a little bit anyway, I just give it a quick little blip and hopefully it'll get the RPM up and going again. He said 110 has more grip in the corners. I mean, he's much faster than me, so I probably shouldn't argue, but I don't think that's the case at all. Well, I'm pretty sure 120 is the grippiest. At least in my opinion, anyway. In my experience. Oh, that corner's so nice when you get it right. Just perfectly cranked over. Oh, way too far. I can probably count on one hand the amount of times I've actually taken the outside in that corner. It's usually always just flat tracking on the inside. Oh, Jesus. Front end said no. Like downhill bits like that are a bit sketchy on this, because that bike was not coming to a stop. And then it's so bumpy that as soon as you start using your brakes, that's when it gets all kinds of sketchy. One thing that is nice is if I do qualify, I'm going to be really annoying for other people. I mean, you guys know firsthand, if you've been in pub lobbies, just how loud the two-strokes are compared to the other bikes. Like, if you've got a two-stroke all over your booty cheeks, you can hear them there. So this track is nowhere near as rough as I remember it being. No, it's a lot more straightforward. It's a lot easier than I thought it would. To my knowledge, there's no Fox Hills. I don't see why it wouldn't be in next year's GPs, though. The reason it's not in this one is because the new Fox Hills in real life hasn't been built yet, so there's no data for them to use. But I don't see any reason why, once the real life races happen this year, why they can't build it in-game next year as well. Over 3 years now, Reaper. 37 months. That is crazy work. It's taken me a very, very long time for to load these bikes. I'm not just sat here doing nothing, like the game's frozen whilst it's loading everybody in. I'm not sure what another track building tutorial would entail, to be honest with you, Reflex. I've kind of given all the knowledge that I have There's a reason why I've never done tracks with elevation or anything and just built them on flat ground, because that's all I know how to do. 110 has more traction when you're turning. No, I'm convinced it doesn't. I don't know if Rax was trolling you with that or not, but every single race I've ever done, or any time I've messed around with it, it doesn't have more grip in the turns. Just run whatever tyre feels best for you. 5,000 ping? Jesus Christ, Fuzzy. That's insane. Got Logan in here. What bike's Logan on? He's usually on something different from the meta. Let's have a look. Logan is on the... That's the two-stroke as well, isn't it? Logan's on the Gas 250 two-stroke. Lovely. I've not tried it yet, PS, and I don't know why. Because I saw you tease it on, I think it was Instagram at first. And I was like, okay, I'll keep an eye out for that. And then it released, and then I just procrastinated as I always do, and yeah, never, and didn't touch it. And I don't know why. But it looks good at least. I'm just saying, gamers, take a screenshot. I'm at the top of the lobby right now. It won't last very long. Callum's probably going to be on the hunt. All the Moto Academy boys coming in here to do a little sesh. Is that Cam? Let's have a look. What number was it? Was he 5 or 555? No, it's 333. My eyes are deceiving me. Okay, so I am going to get my booty spanked by Cam. So the Moto Academy. To be fair, for a lot of the top boys, this is probably the best kind of scenario for getting practice in for the GPs, is because I don't imagine there's too many full lobbies where you can like run a road and such. Right, I'm gonna let's load up the first race though. We'll probably do 2 around here. I'm not going to touch the road at all. I'm just going to leave it as it is. How do I... Race 2. Has that worked? I think that's worked. I'm not going to touch the road in between races, because the more beat up the track is, the better. The thing that's going to be... Does anybody know... And please only give a yes or a no answer if you do 100% know and it's not just guesswork. Does anyone know if the two strokes in-game use more fuel than the 450s do? What do we think of the drip overall, gamers? Got the OG aerial gear that I wore back in 2022 when I won that Super Championship. I've taken one of the random AJP Husky skins I've had over the years off of the 450 and chucked it on this. Clearly, as you can see, I'm sponsored by Red Bull and Rockstar at the same time. Not many people have been able to do that ever. It uses less. Okay, that's good to know. So usually I run 9.5 litres for a moto. It will be nice to do some practice starts today, because I've got no idea how to get this thing out of the gate. Okay, third gear is too much. You can't write these things, can you? Of course it's me. Oh my god, too much. Yeah. See, I don't actually feel that PSI affects anything, or messes with anything in this game. I don't think it has the same effect as it does in real life. Is it going to be an unlucky day where I just managed to get into everybody that are parked sideways? You are 100% correct, Reaper. Yeah, for the rest of GPs and Supercross, I will be trying to make it on the two-smoker. I've already messaged Ryan, asking if he can put her on the servers. I wish that the... That's right, I just had to make sure I'd get around him. I kind of wish that the two-strokes were still as good as they were in 2024. But unfortunately that is not the case. They're pretty booty cheeks now. But it's something different, isn't it? Something fun. Give people something to root for. We will be the people's champ. Be nice to get a little bit of practice in today, riding around people and riding in the road as well. If I was to guess, so usually I'm like, what, 3 seconds off on an outdoors track in quali? If I was to guess, that'll probably now be about 5 seconds. And from the tracks I've looked at, 5 seconds from the leader does still make it inside the top 35. My bad, pimp. So we should be okay. I think someone must have left and rejoined because there is an amalgamation of bikes in front of me. It's Rodak as well. I really like that new KTM/Fantic combination. No, got the agility of the KTM, got the raw speed of the Fantic. You love to see it. I thought I had 6 gears for some reason, I do not. Always got to be careful over them bumps there. Poor guy riding the Yamaha, nobody told him the sound was boofed. Oh, are we... That was an aggressive pass. Oh my god. Oh my, we're wobbling. Help. The low speed stuff is pretty poo at, but high speed it grips pretty damn good. Kind of making my way through the field, it's not too bad. Actually, I'm much further back than I thought I was. I didn't realise. I thought I was like 6th or something, not 14th. It was an exceptionally bad opening lap though, it's okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, we've definitely got to make some suspension changes. That was outrageous. We can't be having that happening in races, can we? Holy, especially with a reset delay. Yeah, I don't think anybody's walking away from that one if that's a real life crash. Jesus Christ. That was gross. So we'll try and stay away from that particular braking bump next lap. Yeah, if I try and stay in the middle of the tyre, it's actually quite quick. So as soon as she gets cranked over, that starts falling apart. Stay away from that rough there as well. I also don't know if sitting or standing is the meta on this bike. I think it's pretty accepted that standing on the 450 is the way to go. I'm not sure if the same applies here. Thank you very much, Paul Malin.
174 became a member.
Thank you very much, Weeru.
174 celebrates 14 months of membership.
14 Club months. Yes, you are 100% correct. So both Supercross and outdoors. We're rocking the 252 smoker for the rest of the year. I think the only thing that could go wrong about this is the not making it, and then I'm not sure what to do for the rest of the stream if I don't qualify for a race. Because I don't think I can have the best of both worlds, where I'm like, hey, let me commentate if I don't qualify. And I would also feel bad if I just watch somebody else's stream on stream. So I'm not sure what we do in that situation. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've ridden this bike around the flat version of next week's Supercross track, Nashville, and it gets around. It's not terrible. There's one rhythm where I'd probably like to be able to clear one extra single. But other than that, it's fine. Damn, this track is going away in a hurry. I just have to take extra care when it comes to the rough on this. So you can't slam into it as hard as you would on the 450. Just where the bike's lighter and it's looser as well, it reacts worse to everything. At least the 450 just kind of like drives through it. Try fourth gear up here. That weren't bad. Yeah, fourth was alright. Oh, surely I'm dead. Don't leap out. Oh! Yeah, couldn't survive that. As soon as that weight got a little bit over to the left, that was game over. Let's go, fellow two-stroke brother, Logan. He's on the gas. I thought gas would be the move for me, since that's what I won a moto on in 2024. But I didn't really like it, even on that same setup. So that's why I'm trying the Husky up. So I'm getting as far away from that braking bump as possible. We don't want anything to do with that. So he reacts like quite harshly to the final roller going into that corner. Oh my goodness. More sounds of two strokes in my ear.
If you don't buy a cheeky one now, pub lobby instead.
Is that how we're going to go? We just kind of sack off Ariel if I don't make it and be like, yeah, you know what, puppet lobbies, that's how it goes. It's not a terrible shout at all. It really isn't. I fear, thank you by the way, Chris, I fear if I do that, do you know the amount of questions I'm going to get from people saying, why aren't you doing Ariel? And I'll be like, yeah, about that, I may not have qualified. It's not a terrible shout though, it's certainly better than just ending the stream after a very short qualifying. Is this Steiner in front of me again? I keep catching up to him if it is. So he's struggling a little bit. Yeah, it is. Oh, he's in a... That's a terrible place to crash. I kind of want to force myself to try and go into these deeper ruts. Just to see how the bike's going to handle it. But I need to accept my time losses on bits of the track like this. Like, I can't charge down them hills like I would do on the 450. I'm also trying to work out what the best method is in terms of rev range. If I should be, let's say, if I had to choose between like a third gear wide open and a fourth gear bog. I need to see what works best for it. I have a feeling it's actually bogging it slightly makes the bike handle much better. Right, last lap. Didn't get lapped, that's a good start. One thing that is nice is because the bike's lighter, you can just scrub everything so much harder. It goes a little bit too far sometimes and I can't bring it back round. But it's fun in the moment when it's stepped out. For the time being, it's a no, Marcus. So I wasn't really vibing with what I got sent. And I said I'm never going to promote something that I don't use myself. Rest in peace, Alex. we love a little bit of off-camber turns in MX bikes where the back wheel tries overtaking the front wheel. I'm going to stay out of the rough coming down here though, I don't need Any of those kickers in my life? Even there as well, I was just leaning a little bit too far to the right, and I could feel the rider's weight trying to pull the bike over to the right still. I think what I'm going to have to do, so, like, obviously qualifying is one thing. The other thing is, I think I'm just going to have to be smarter in the races and just really make a point of trying to get out of the rough stuff earlier on than I would do usually. Because as it is, I crash in roads more often than I'd like to admit, and that's just from me not changing my lines early enough, but I'd have to do it even earlier now, so we'll see. No, with how I've got my controller set up, my left stick forward and backwards doesn't do anything. You'll see when I'm turning though, I might have it up the top just to help roll the stick left to right and give me more precision. I find it hard to just have my stick in the middle and just try and turn left and right like that, so I just use like the stop of the controller at the top or the bottom to roll the stick. I'll do another race around here, just with the road left still as it is. Then I'm open to suggestions. One thing I've found is a lot of the 2024 GP season tracks don't work, even if I try admin it in-game. And I don't know why. So if I go to admin, and bearing in mind I've got all of the 2024 GP tracks downloaded, it only lets me select from 3 of them. So I guess the other option is maybe we do some of the 2025 ones, which they all seem to work. We could do that. Other than France, France isn't showing up. I was thinking of doing like Frauenfeld. See, now round 2's not showing up there. I've got Sardinia in my game as well. I was thinking of Frauenfeld, but I have a feeling that everyone has sweated the shit out of that. So I want stuff that people haven't played straight, like loads already. That was not bad though. Not a terrible first one. What are we looking like lap time wise? Third, just under 5 seconds off Cam, but again it is Cam, so we don't mind that. Ended up 4th overall in the race. Steiner had 14 seconds of cuts. That's not ideal. And I had a really bad start as well, and I managed to kind of work my way through people. Weren't too shabby. We'll slap that back into practice. Let some more people join. Yeah, it won't let me do round 2. It's not working on the servers for some reason. Listen, I don't want people to start overhyping Kenny too soon, because I also would like Kenny to win this championship. If it's Kenny or Hunter, like, I really don't mind, but I would like Kenny to win it, but I fear if we start hyping it up too much that it's not going to happen. So we've kind of got to hit it a little bit low-key. We've got to be a bit nonch. Can I re-admin so you can change to a 450? I can... what? Restart. I can do this, which might work. Actually, I think this is going to reload us up onto Frauenfeld. We'll see what happens. It might not be on the same track now. I've just pressed restart. It says the server restarted, but it hasn't. I'm still sat in here. I think there might be 2 lobbies of the same name, because this the overlay I'm looking at here, it says there's 3 people in it. I think it might just be fully boofed. You know what, for the sake of it, I'm going to stop server. I'm going to leave this, and we'll see what's going on there. Which actually, we may as well change the track then. We may as well change the track. What other 2025 GP tracks do I vibe with? So France won't work for some reason. We could do like a bit of Sweden, maybe. Maybe do some Matterley. Oh, that's a tough one. Hello, James. You bet on Hunter a week ago and Eli this week. That's not good. Losing that money. Jeff Walker said if Kenny wins, he'll go on a Suzuki. Callum's saying no Sweden automatically, but he is saying Italy. Now, the issue I have with this is it sounds like people just want to ride the tracks that they're best at, rather than just getting general practice in. But I'm happy to take that as one suggestion for a change. Now, let me see if... So I'm using a CBR server at the moment, and some of them just don't appear. I'll type in MXBGP, so it should show up as 2024 Italy Pro. Save. Now also if I type in MXBGP Italy, I copy and paste this into the YouTube comments as well. Like that. Like that. So that should be there for you guys. Now if I press to start the server, will it show up on the right track? Because I was trying to sort this out before the stream went live and it was defaulting to a track that I just didn't have. So let's see if it's going to work this time. I know we do have a lot of Swedes in the community. Yeah, it's on the right track. Okay, cool. Yeah, we do have a lot of Swedes in the community. I will say, though, I do think Udavella is a little bit overdone. We've had a lot of iterations of it, and I believe we've got it again this year. Thank you very much, Sam. It was, you know what was refreshing to see was Kenny make that. So the pass that Ken made on Hunter, it was nice seeing him make like that aggressive of a pass. Because I know he's usually pretty good at getting to the front in the opening lap or two anyway. But you never see kind of that, like, just snap, dive bomb up the inside, run someone high. And I think that's just how you know that he's feeling it. Yeah, it's nice to see. I was saying he could be the first ever champion that has no forearms. Oh, I'm a little bit framey around here. Definitely a struggle on some of the hillier tracks with the power. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get over that uphill triple on Trentino on this thing. Oh, okay. Shh, do not turn that far left. Holy. Get a little check before we re-enter the track. Don't get in anybody's way. Yeet. Do you want to know why I think this season is so important in Supercross? Is... let's say Tomac has a stinky rest of the season. Whoever wins this championship out of Kenny or Hunter, whoever doesn't win it, I don't think they get a championship the rest of their career otherwise. I think this is Kenny's last chance and before he retires, and I think unfortunately for Hunter, he will forever be second best behind a healthy Jet, and then in another like 2 years a very good on a 450 Deegan. So I think for both of them riders, it is this year or never. Oh, keep her up. Jesus Christ. Oh, go. Italy looks fun. It's a decent track. If you was to play this track like 2 years ago, before the OEM team worked out how to sort out hill physics for Poboso, these tracks were usually hell. Like, trying to turn on off camber up hills was a nightmare. The front end would be all over the place. But it's decent now. It's a very... It's a very fast-paced track. I generally think I must be one of the most consistently unlucky people on the planet. The fact that he just happened to lag back into me there, and I got fucked by it. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happened to Webb this year. Although, to be honest, and some of you will not like this opinion whatsoever, because I know there's a lot of big Webb enjoyers, I don't think he even wins last year's Supercross Championship if his teammate didn't let him win every round. Another membership. Thank you very much, Bryden. I appreciate that. The amount of times last year's Supercross that Justin Cooper was faster than Cooper Webb and just refused to pass him, or let Cooper pass him easily. I do believe there was some team tactics going on there. I mean, Justin Cooper's second was pretty good last night. Beep beep. Okay, that's 2 laps in a row. I've jumped off the far left side. You said that every time, Ty. I'm glad some people agree with it. I know it's not going to be an opinion everyone shares, but the amount of times... And I don't... Maybe it's just I was looking for it more, or I already had the idea in my head, and then maybe it's just confirmation bias. The amount of times over that Supercross season where Justin Cooper started behind Cooper Webb, caught up to Cooper Webb and the people he was battling with, passed the people he was battling with, and then just sat behind Webb for the rest of the race. It happened numerous times. I'm convinced that Justin Cooper could have won a bunch of races last year. Keeping Star happy just so they can replace him next year with Deegan instead. You hate to see it. Yeah, I think the 450 might be a little bit quicker than the 250 in the straight line. Whoa! Rest in peace. Got Tyler in here as well. All the boys are rocking. All the boys are showing up. I can't tell if that was intentional or not. I think Deegan will adapt to the 450 well. Yeah, there's no reason why he won't do. And that's from a non-Deegan enjoyer. I think anyone that says that he's not going to be any good on it is just faded. Whether he will be better than Jet, that I'm very excited to see. But people saying that he's not going to be good on one full stop is just faded completely. Like, he's a world-class fucking motorbike rider regardless of what he's on. I'm sure he can figure a bike out and know how to ride it. Sometimes your bike decides not to turn. I've never heard of that one before, I'll be honest. That could just be a controller issue more than anything. It's so that Deegan moving on to 450 is no different than when RJ moved on to a 450 and everyone said he was just going to put himself in the hospital every single week. But he toned it down a little bit for the 450 because you can't ride it like he rode the 250. And I think Deegan will do exactly the same thing. He'll still have the same kind of style, you know, an aggressive style, a lot of body English on the bike. But he's not going to be as insanely aggressive as he would be on the 250. At least if he wants to keep a clutch alive, because, yeah, burning out the clutch in one Supercross race in WSX, kind of crazy. Hey, I said RJ injured every week. I know it's probably not the best example since he is currently out injured, but the point still stands. This track is getting a lot more tore up than Glen Helen was. It's the same road, and a lot less time spent on it. This thing hasn't been terrible in the erodes so far, but I haven't had any slow-paced eroded corners. It's all been pretty high speed when the bike's more stable. I know I'm getting older, my eyes are fading, but I generally thought that Stovey's name then said Markiplier rather than McStovepipe. It's just too old. That middle right is incredibly eroded, and I don't think I've ever taken it ever. But it appears that that is the one that people are going in. Kenny and Faulkner, two of the biggest what-ifs. I mean, I could throw AC in there as well. I would have loved... Like, I was a big AC enjoyer. Big fan. But yeah, again, just mystery illnesses, mystery diseases. Arms not working. Alright. What I'm going to do quickly is I need to go to the little streamer's room. So, I'm going to let you all spectate someone much, much quicker than me whilst I go and do so. And just give me a minute. And I'll be back. I will be back. I'm guessing Cam was just on a burner since he sent the finish line at the end. I also know that I'm going to be ill over the next day or two because you know when you swallow and your ears are like almost fizzy, like tingly? Yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. Goddamn Linda for bringing home bugs, diseases. Can we talk about my little lotus? My little sushi roll? God, that hurt to watch. I am a Shimoda enjoyer, so seeing him be injured is not ideal. Right, third gear did not work on start on Glen Helen, so we'll try second gear this time. My fear is, on this two-stroke, I feel like second gear is just going to spin up too much. And if I lean not as far forwards to counteract the spin-in, I think I'm just going to loop out. I do think it's going to be hard to find. I don't think I have a favourite rider, to be honest, Bryden. I can't hear this man's bike to the left of me whatsoever. Even though he was just revving. It's nice to see a few people hopping on the two-strokes. Triple clutch out the gate. I do have a clutch button now, so I might be able to. But we'll try to sit down all the way forwards. Why am I not a fan of Deegan? It's just an attitude thing. It's just attitude. I'm very much a firm believer of separating the art from the artist. I think he's an absolutely incredible generational talent, like insane on a motorbike. But I just can't do the arrogance and the over-the-top showmanship for the social media interactions. It's just not a bit of me. I'm an old man, you know. If I was younger, I'd probably be into it a bit more. But I much prefer like a Cole Davies. Like people say that Cole's boring in interviews because he just doesn't say much. Just like, yeah, rode good, yeah, rode shit. I much prefer that. Just straight to the point. None of the over the top stuff. What has just happened to my bike? That's kind of the wonkiness that I'm talking about with the two-stroke that happens sometimes. The bike just really got harshly pulled over to the right there. Yeah, that's not a great place to crash. So, like, please don't get upset by me saying that I don't like somebody. I'm not telling people who they can and can't like, that you're more than welcome to like him. I'm just saying it's not a bit of me. That's all it is. That's where the conversation kind of finishes. And you'll never ever convince me that what he was doing to Shimoda in SMX wasn't the most retarded shit I've ever seen in a race ever. And what is hard about riding this is being able to take very quick evasive action with people in front of you who are like changing lines or swerving at all. Yeah, this track's getting beaten up very fast compared to Glen Helen. I said it in the practice, I'll say it again. Consistently one of the most unlucky people in the entire game. I don't even think that guy had high ping, and I just went absolutely flying. I'm pretty sure Mr. Abreu here in front of me is on a KTM 350 based on the sound. This is a bit like, I mean, I'm sure this probably goes for a lot of the tracks now because people have worked out the fast lines. This track seems very heavily one-lined just based on the road that I'm seeing. No idea. What do you do? I was just in SMX, a good 5+ times of trying to take Joe out intentionally, like slowing down, waiting for him over and over again. And it's just like, brother, you're not winning the championship at this point. Just go and win the race and prove that you were the fastest guy on track. Oh, God. I might have to turn collisions off for these races, gamers. I can't be riding around people right now. It could be for 10 million. You don't put somebody else in fucking way of getting injured just for the sake of that shit. And Karma came back in the end anyway, himself. Like, from a points perspective, he was never getting that. Like, it was just dangerous what he was doing. And I mean, if we're going to talk about money, what is $1 million to him and his family overall? Absolutely nothing. So I don't think that matters. Whipson has been playing like a absolutely dirty cunt since the practice session, and I have no idea why. But he's pissing me off quite a lot. Yeah, I'm saying you guys can, you lot can justify it as much as you want to. Completely up to you. Whether you believe it or not, like, bias is a thing, even if you're not trying to be. Like, people, if people like a rider, they will try and justify the actions. It's just not a bit of me. And I said it's not something that I like. So he's insane on a bike, but personality-wise and antics-wise, not a bit of me. I much prefer, like, the Shimoda-y, Lawrence-y, Cole Davies-y mentalities. Although I don't like Cole when he punts me in MX bikes. But he said sorry, so we'll let him off there. Oh my god, everybody's dying on that downhill. I struggle to find my way around people in this race. Seems like it's a really, really hard track to make a lot of passes up on. You just kind of end up running into the back of people. I hear the sound of two-stroke. No. For like the 10th time. I'll give you exactly the same answer again, Steiner. Amy. And then I might think about joining an aspect. Could never be my team, called Aspect, but it's got AFA written on the side of the shroud. L graphics. You're a baby if you don't like Deegan. I could argue, Crunchy, you're a baby if you take offence over other people's opinions. Name me something in your life that you dislike, and I'll try and make a case the other way. Can be anything. Hasn't got to be a motocross rider. Maybe you don't like strawberries. There you go. You're a baby because you don't like strawberries. Do you see how silly that sounds? It's pretty silly. Unfortunately, £1.55. It is a wage. I'm not sure. I feel like there's some people out there on bikes getting paid a hell of a lot more. I swear Neon said he's making multiple hundred a month. I can't do half this race just looking at the other screen, looking at chat the whole time. I need to lock in a little bit more. This is not the practice that I'm needing to get. That's good. I always get a strange kick going up that hill. Just the way the chop and the right is coming out of the right-hander. You're supposed to see a wild fuzzy in front of me. Oh, that inside's actually alright as well. Right, last lap. Try and have a decent lap rather than getting into the back of people over and over again. Let's lock in. Oh, it is very tricky in these slower parts, just with how loose the bike gets over the bumps. I'll be so precise everywhere. And being precise hasn't really been my my specialty as of late, has it? I'm genuinely curious to see how tomorrow goes. Oh, hang on. That clean. Yeah, I'm curious to see how tomorrow goes at Trentino. Rop. My issue now is even if a team wanted to pay me to be on the team, usually they pay for results, and I don't get the results anymore, so unless I could try and scumbag my way into a pay for an appearance contract, that might have to be the way to go. Until that happens, I'll happily stay as the lone AJP rider. Yep. Yeah, not as good of a race that time. I was stuck in a lot of traffic, to be fair. Brackenberg, not today, Montana. Not today. I know you love it. I love it as well. But I just need to get some outdoors practice on this two-stroke today. Beep, 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 beep. Any tips for the whoops in Sim? Yeah, I'm not the best guy, unfortunately. That's my weakest part of Sim these days. I mean, I don't understand people that pay others to race for them in a video game, because they get no return back. It's not like sponsoring a real-life rider where people might see the sponsorship and make real-world purchases because of it. So there's some incentive there. But listen, if any of that money finds its way to me, then by all means, you pay whoever you want to pay. I did not press to end that, so that server's done it by itself. Right. Where do we want to go next, gamers? Is there any other GP tracks that people are feeling? Nah, Abydos is a fine track for pub lobbies, but it's not going to give you any sort of good GP practice. It's just wide open. Alex wants a bit of Switzerland. Cam dropping some money here.
Join Aspect, we need you.
Listen, if we can sort out a monthly salary just for showing up, then by all means. Did anybody else watch the British today? Just see that Ols said he just got home from it. That looked like it was incredibly windy. Sweden 2010, like the oldest, the old JV one. We can load up Switzerland. I think it will be a bit of a reality check for me as to just how slow I am on this thing. I think my best lap around there is like a 28, something like that. And I know Cam's got a 22. So it's definitely a big difference. What do I have to, hang on, what do I have to type in here to get the track link? I was typing in Switzerland. It's not that at all. It's Fraunfeld. Right, that is the track. I mean, most people will have the track already. So that is the track we're going to be doing. Aspect is 10 more horsepowers.
Plus 10 horsepowers.
I'll be honest, I don't think that's enough. Not for me anyway. And if by the sounds of it, Steiner, everybody fast is joining Aspect now, then everybody will have plus 10 horsepower, so it kind of negates the advantage. It's like when people ask for Barbosa to add a whole shot device in the game. And it's kind of a pointless feature because if everybody has a whole shot device, it's no different than nobody having a whole shot device. See, I'm good at finding my way, like wording my way out of things. Oh, kebab pizza. See, that sounds like a better deal to me from what Marcus has just offered.
Good night, Linz. Love you long time.
Whatever keeps you creatively motivated, Brad, then by all means you go for that. Trentino looks it looks fun, it looks fast, it looks tricky. It looks like it's going to absolutely ruin me trying to qualify on a two-stroke, but we'll see how it goes. Thank you very much, Montana. Good. Wait, Montana, aren't you like Canadian? What do you mean, good night? It's still very early. Cappadocia Hills? I don't know if I've ever played it. The name doesn't ring a bell. I think I'll be back on a 450 by the end of GPs. I suppose it depends how many rounds I don't qualify for. Because I can accept not qualifying for one, but if it gets to a point where it's like I'm consistently not getting to race, then maybe. But I think the goal is to just qualify, and then the goal after that is just to try and score A points. Like if I can get top 20 and score points, that'll be cool. Oh, it's a new Punker Jeffy track. Okay. Yeah, definitely not played that. It's probably completely placebo as well, but sometimes it does feel like the hitboxes on this two-stroke are bigger than the 450s. Like if it was much easier to tag your handlebars on the next right over. Like just like that, as I did there. If I was able to carry this like, this lap so far, if I was able to repeat this every lap, I still think I'd get respectable results in the races. But that is a lot easier said than done. It's so easy to get a little bit off balance and just crash. And I think it is just the weight of the bike again, just where it's lighter. Right, hopefully this should be underneath for 1 minute 30. Let's see what it was. It was a... No, it was a 1:30. That felt much quicker than what it actually was. Yeah, that felt much quicker than it was. That's not good. That's not good at all. I haven't asked anyone to make me a model for the bike at all. I'm just running it as it is. I do have a set of graphics that is more blue. I just got a couple of the 450. I didn't have this made for this. It was just one that I had on my 450 that I moved over. But I could go for the more blue one instead. It doesn't, personally, it doesn't bother me. But I can understand why it would rub some people the wrong way. Yes, Marcus, I am. That is correct. No, I get that, Brad. I always tend to have some sort of extra noise going on when I'm not streaming, if I'm just sat here doing anything else. It's usually some kind of long-form YouTube video. It's actually, like, that lap I did just now felt pretty damn good, so to only be a 1:30 is kind of nuts. Oh. Completely missed my turning in point there. Consider, I think cutoff for this track was a 1:31. That doesn't give me too much wiggle room. At the moment, Marcus, it's been nothing, which is probably not what you wanted to hear. I had a really good January and February, and I've done nothing in March. So now's probably a good time to get back on it, actually. It's just miserable weather. I don't know why, but I find myself... I struggle a lot to motivate myself to go to the gym. More so than, like, if the weather's good, just going out and running outside. But it's just been so miserable. Like, it's just wet all the time. Yes, J-Rob, you are completely correct. Getting a bit toasty in the room already. The PC's working overtime. What we could do, whilst people are just getting in here and getting comfy, we could together watch the track preview of tomorrow. I can find it again. Hopefully there's no music. I can't remember if there is. I noticed that my YouTube quality is horrendous while streaming. Like really frame ratey. It's not the video that's doing this, it's my browser when I'm streaming at the same time. Right, let's walk through it actually. Brad might still be here. He can hear me either compliment or try and give feedback on things. Very inside strong. Very, very inside strong, especially with how it opens up this next corner. This is nice and choppy. The bike's going to be dancing around a lot, which is going to be hard. So on previous versions of this track, there's been a little bit of chop on the end of this, but not quite as much. But as you can, there's loads of chop here, which there isn't usually, so you can charge into it. So this is actually going to be quite hard. You're going to have to slow down a bit, I think. And looking at it, I think the inside line there might be a bit redundant just because of how fast you're coming down the mechanic straight. So it's going to be a middle or an outside. This outside looks very, very similar to the one we had in 24, where it's super choppy on the exit. And I'm wondering what the best scenario is for me on this two-stroke around here. Because I'm not sure how much speed and drive I'm going to get from the middle rut. And the outside there, you can see it's like really choppy. Unless I can manage to exit this early, kind of ride the top of this, and then stay super low over this single. And then you just have to hang off the back of it and try and stretch this out. The other thing that I was concerned about, now, people mention this, and Brad did say that he thinks it's not doable. I do still see a world where the top guys can rail this outside and take off of this at the top. Like take off of this to then jump up and over and downside on top of this. It wouldn't surprise me if the top boys were able to do that, because they can do it on previous years' ones. We'll see how it goes. This looks quite techie here, trying to turn and on a slightly off camber corner over braking bumps as well. Them two lines merge into each other. I like this, how this stays dug down. Like, it's just in the ground, so on the right-hand side and the left-hand side, it's higher. So it's not a case of you've just got a big rut and then this is all level to the bottom of the rut. It's higher on both sides. So if you've got the bike cranked over, you can lean it over too much. Don't know how easy this rut's going to be to get into, because naturally it'll want to flow around here rather than cutting down. But I like that it's like really, really dug down there. Usually I think the players go outside in this corner, but it looks like the outside's not as built up as usual. So that might make some of them ruts a bit more viable. That middle one was nice, how it leans out to the outside there. This one's usually quite tricky as well. It's usually a smooth outside and then a really rough inside. And these bumps look huge. Like, these look massive. So I think it will be a case of take off of this and triple to downside this. Then you can kind of let off the brakes, maybe filter into this middle one, sweep it around. Usually the players go around the outside of this roller just because you can carry more momentum that way, less wonky physics. Inside and outside on this corner have been viable in years past. Got 3 lines this time. That inside looks brutal. That looks really sharp. It narrows up super quickly. You've got like 3 ruts here filtering into the inside. It might be a case of like kind of jump from here to downside here and land with the bike lent over. Don't know if I see anybody taking this really sharp inside. That's more of like a suggestion. But I think it'll be this one or this one. Let me just check to see how the outside merges with this middle line as well. So you can kind of... Oh no, so the outside is a long way out there. I'm not sure how used that's going to be. And it kind of cuts across. Yeah, there is still 2 options there, though. Think people will still be able to jump from here over this. And then if you downside here, you can accelerate off really fast. And then this tabletop isn't that big, so you'll still be able to get all the way up and over it. Oh, Brad getting a bit steezy. I am wondering... I think it's going to be too techy. I don't think anyone's going to be able to double to the inside here. I think it is a little bit too much. I think the safe option is going to be to just go to the outside and bank off of this berm. Because sometimes if you take the inside rollers like this, the front end can lift off the ground ever so slightly. And then you're not going to be sat in the rut at all. Hello, Aiden. But I think, yeah, all the way around the outside. Maybe this second rut here, I'm not too sure. far outside does seem like the move, but he's added some chop on the exit to kind of balance it out a little bit. Oh, that looks really, really choppy on the exit here. I guess you're meant to cut down to the right a little bit more and filter through this rut that he's built here. Third rut after the finish was super OP. Try and even them out. Also try to double into the table for 20 minutes. Okay. Okay. But we did say that the double on Switzerland wouldn't be doable before the mechanic straight, and it was an every lap thing for people like Rax. So you can't underestimate these boys. They will find a way. That inside there looked really good. Just want to high up. So it looks like you got 3... actually, I never have any idea how the lines like this will end up riding, where they merge over top of another one. It's kind of like you have to chuck up all your speed here and make sure the bike gets turned enough to hit the straight. So we'll see. That inside looks nice. The inside does look good. And that third right looks good as well. Really choppy straight there compared to usual. Guessing he's made that straight choppier so we can't triple up and downside this roller like we have done in years past. Which I'm a fan of. I like that. Because usually, like before, you would just jump from far left, cut all the way over to the far right, and triple around it. But no, that's better. This section here looks really, really techy. Oh, look how cupped out and whipped out all this is. The amount of times on previous versions of this track I go off the left-hand side here by mistake. Because I forget that it sharpens up a lot on the exit of this. I think you're going to go all the way around the outside here and then skirt across to the right. Depends how much this braking bump here affects you. And then skirt all the way across and then go around the outside again here. I think it's going to be an outside just to carry that momentum up. And then finish line. It looks tricky. It looks very, very tricky, but I'm here for it. Should be a good time. Yeah, I just want to qualify. That's the main thing. As long as we can make it into the top 35, I think it is. And then if we make top 35, then we can look at maybe getting top 20 in a race and scoring a point on the two-smoker. That will be my challenge. What track are we on? Switzerland. Cool. Yeah, I don't think that the coaching website even exists anymore, to be honest. I just haven't deleted it from the bookmarks. Ding 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 ding. Ocean Man. We've got 20 people watching on Twitch, by the way, which is pretty damn good for a random Sunday night, so thank you, everybody. We've got 94 subs as well, which I think is insane for the short amount of time. We're 6 off 3 digits. Love that. So I got a very good jump second gear lane all the way forwards last time, but then everyone caught up super quickly. What if I lean forwards a little bit less? What if I go to like bottom of the bar pad? Okay, that is the issue. As soon as you start hooking up, no good. No good at all. Skirt. No, that's not my day. Damn, you're gonna do me like that as well? Little ghost ride into facing the wrong way. Crazy work. Still, consistently the unlucky man. Unlucky, nowhere to go that time either. You know what? I'm going to put my control down. I'm going to let Vendrami do his thing, and I'll wait for everybody to go. Cool. There we go. Now we can continue with our race. Now I'm finished getting finger blasted by everybody. It just depends on the day, Marcus. I'm not a runner. Like, this is all me starting from scratch pretty much leading up to this ultra. I'll have a day where I'll just do a quick 5k and that's it. I'll have some days where I'll do like 12 to 14k, but then that's not just like a consistent running the whole time. That might be jog, walk. Just trying to build up a foundation, to be honest, like do it slowly. Because there are cut-off times for the ultra, but they're very forgiving. So I could do it within, I could take 12 hours if I wanted to. So the main thing for me is just finishing it, regardless of how long it actually takes. Have the OEM boys said that they're giving us less traction than Yokel? Because that is the first I'm hearing of it. Hopefully there won't be any updates until the seasons are done. I'd be surprised if they dropped an update halfway through SX or halfway through GPs. This track's getting chewed out a bit. My calves not catch fire? No, my calves are usually alright, to be honest. One thing that is really, really bad on me, and that's just because, you know, for 30 years I've been sat at a desk, whether it's at my desk job before YouTube, if it's just playing video games and YouTubing now. Never had an active job ever. And the thing that gets really bad is my psoas muscle. Am I invisible? If nobody knows what the psoas muscle is, it is the muscle that basically connects from like the top of your thigh up to more like your hip area. And it's the one of the main ones that if you're just lifting your leg up. So if you're just stood upright and you want to lift your leg up at 90 degrees, like bend your knee up, the psoas is what's used a lot for that. So as you can imagine, if we're running for a while, you're doing lots and lots of repetitions of lifting that leg up over and over again. Just tight hips from being inactive for many years. Well, this track hasn't got the most insane amount of road on it, but it's definitely cupping out the bumps more, and it already feels like the suspension on the two-stroke is just falling apart. So we're definitely going to need some adjustments if we want any hope of doing well in races. Rest in peace, Brecky. She's used to having absolutely abused holes, and now she's just been taken out by one. Crazy work. Oh. Kept the handlebars on the little inside bank in there. Oh my Jesus. Ah, see, I've got no conditioning at all. That's also what I'm trying to build up at the same time. can't remember what erode value we run for the GP races. So I definitely think it's a lot lower than the 0.2 we're on right here. So the erode might not develop anywhere near as sharp as it is developing in this. Not sure how I managed to hold on to that, but we'll take it. Alright, last lap this time round. No, stay up. Try third gear in the turn rather than second. No, she don't really move. Holy shit. Yeah, that's tricky. That's very, very tricky. It's like the bike... Again, it just feels like the rider wants to pull the bike down. Like the weight of the rider is really, really heavy. I think this is very good practice for what we want to do there. I think I'm just going to have to build up a habit of not counter-leaning anywhere. I think it's the leaning that's messing me up on the right stick. If I can just do front and back only, and then just use the left stick for turning, I think that will eliminate a lot of the wonkiness. Thank you very much, Zeptimus, for the raid. Sorry, I didn't get a... For some reason I don't get audio notifications for any of the Twitch stuff in my ears, only YouTube. Much appreciated. Well, I think I'm all clear for the racing tomorrow. I've not been told that I'm banned at all. Yeah, all it is, Bryden, is for the remainder of the GP season and the Supercross season, I'm going to be trying to do it on a 252 stroke. So seeing if I can qualify for them all on that. See what other tracks might be appealing to me. I mean, I only finished 49 seconds down. And I was waiting for a long time at that start. Should we do like a Lugo? Like Lugo's fun. It's very, very fast, and again, it's really hard to pass people on because everybody knows the lines now. But we'll practice like a more wide open track. Rex rode the two-stroke for one round at Matterley last year. I could not tell you what position he got. I can't remember. Right. Lugo. Lugo, where you go? Who go? Who go? Oh. Yeah, thank you, Under. That does sound about right. I didn't think it could be any higher than 0.1, so 0.05 does sound good. It takes a long time. I've definitely pressed... No, I haven't. I thought I pressed the start server button. That's my bad. Don't know why it's still showing the old server, even though it wasn't up at all. No idea. Yeah, I asked Ryan yesterday, Steiner, and he said, yeah, we'll start putting the 2 strokes in the servers. So you just have to have a little bit of YouTube privilege and sweet talk the admins, and they'll let you get away with it. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't be able to do it if I haven't been told that I'm banned already. Unless, like, one of the fucking freaks is like, Wiselin's allowed to race, so he left the last round. Yeah, if that happens, then I'll just ask to commentate instead. Yeah, I gotta qualify first. Oh, there's no point sending the skins if I'm not in the race. But also I can't be bothered to work out what skins I've got on and go and find them in my files and send them to you. That's usually the biggest reason. So this track should be relatively straightforward for the 2-stroke. There's not too much challenging about it. Actually, there's that one uphill off camber turn, the long right-hander, that might be tricky. Probably going to slide around a lot there. Actually, I just need to keep logging this in that higher gear. I don't know if anybody's... Dylan might be watching the stream at the same time. I know there's probably people in a call with Dylan right now. Can anybody give me the lore, the background of where the name Desmond Benjamin came from? Because Blood has run that for years at this point, and I have no idea where it originated. Ah, see. On the 450 you can get away with scrubbing those and staying super low for the first shoot, then double out. Because the tyres have better grip. On this one, you just start fishtailing. Not ideal. Yeah, I'm going to call cap on that one, unfortunately, Moto. I'm a little bit torn between 3rd and 4th gear in some of these sections. I might have to mess around with the gearing on a track-by-track basis. I can't really afford to be in the wrong gear. Oh my fucking Christ! Oh, hold on to it! Oh, that was rapid until it wasn't. Holy. Oh, that was good. I can share this setup, actually, yes, because I have confirmation this is the default one. So unlike on Friday when I accidentally shared Splash's paid one on the gas, this one is actually one of the free ones. Yes, in his DMs it says this is a free one until he gets back, which is he's saying he's going to help me more with suspension when he gets back from being away. So there's actually not that much different, which doesn't surprise me because the stock Husky suspension does feel pretty damn good as it is. On outdoors tracks, that is. In whoops, completely different story. But there you go. That's that. And then you probably need the... Oh, there's no geometry changes either. So it's just full beans instead of linear. There you go. Not that much going on. Can you blow these bikes up still, or is it just very hard to do? Fucking hold on to her, brother! It's very much a, if in doubt, try and ride it out. Oh, situation. It's annoying on this because you want to get off the back of it and hold it wide open, but then you just catch these little patches of traction every now and then that want to send you off the back of the bike. No, I don't think so, Irish. I've not been told I am. I think I've got the all clear. Even if I was, maybe they'll give me a pass because I'm trying to do it on a two-stroke instead. So the thing for me right now, at least, is a ban for a week isn't actually a punishment. It's more of like a relief. I get to just commentate instead. So I really don't mind either way. That was nice. Didn't intentionally case that, but being able to just hop to the inside from the case was pretty good. My frames have gone to poo since I... oh, that's why. It's because I tabbed out and looked at Discord. Yeah, MX Bikes and Discord on Windows 11 do not agree with each other. That is the plan, yes. And Supercross as well. Everything for the rest of this year. Maybe not outdoors, maybe not MX. But GBs and Supercross, we'll see. How did I choose the Husky? I span 2 laps on the KTM, the Husky and the Gas on Switzerland. And the Husky felt the nicest just out of the box. So that's what I'm riding. Yeah, just for something different. Catch you later, Marcus. Just keep it nice and fresh and interesting for me, to give me a bit of a challenge. Yeah, all of the above. Unfortunately, when you've got over 5,000 hours in the game, things do tend to get a little bit stale, especially if you're kind of just getting mid results and positions all the time. So you have to try and find ways of keeping things interesting for you. And this is the way. We're filling up these lobbies so fast. I'm hoping that Abrew didn't leave and rejoin on a different bike. I don't think he has. Wait for them two to get synced in. Holy freeze frame, what was that all about? Sumimoto's a UK thing, so why has Blood got the darkest red ping I've ever seen in my entire life? Unless we're VPNing. Bro must be in the ocean. That was crazy. Doing elimination? No. The title is just I'm riding a 252 stroke for the rest of Supercross and the GP season and trying to qualify. Right, let's run this one. Keep her going. That is a lovely place to start gate. Nice and wonky. Oh, the ping is not red anymore. We back. Could not tell you what lap time's like around here, I'll be honest. Been far too long since I've put any time on this. I've not accepted the suspension deal at the moment. I said I haven't vibed with the stuff that I've been sent too much, so I said I'm not going to promote something that I don't use. I think we're facing slightly uphill on this, so I'm just going to lean all the way forwards. The server seems to be pooing itself as well. It would be nice to be able to have quick shift on this thing. I think it would help me on the straights a lot. So I just can't avoid getting hit by people and crashing because of it. Bro's just got blessed by Paboso. Run outside! Ooh! I know I'd be trying to thread the needle there. I didn't think that was actually going to work. Or I'd go for the big dick play. Boys, what are we doing? Fuck away from me. Holy shit. I'm feeling the lack of power around this track. Couldn't tell you what I've done wrong there, though. Not good. Can we stop bickering in chat, please, gamers? It's a Sunday night. You're meant to be chilling and enjoying yourselves, not arguing with each other in a YouTube live stream. We'll keep the arguments to Discord. I was watching, say, a round of the British on today that was being streamed on YouTube. And there was a few bikes people in there, so we were just, like, talking about bikes. Just, like, someone's like, how much fuel are we running, blah, blah, blah. I'd done the usual thing of when's Deegan racing, even though it's just a random British series, so Deegan would obviously not be there. And there was one guy in the chat, he was not liking it at all. He was like, can we stop talking about pointless things, please? I'm trying to watch the stream. And it's like, bruh, you can turn the chat off. It's fine. I think it must have been an older boy that doesn't fully know how technology works yet. Thought he was going to swing wide. I wanted to cut underneath him. So I'm hoping, I mean, I don't know ahead of time, but I'm hoping with the way that I just can't ride around people at the moment. I feel like anyone I get near, I just fucking end up hitting. And I don't even know if it's my fault half the time or if people are just getting sketchy around me. I think with the way Brad's been building tracks this year, we shouldn't have too many tracks that are as absolutely wide open as this one is. So I shouldn't feel that negative effect of being underpowered as much. Because this one's been the worst for it so far out of the ones we've done. Even Glen Helen, surprisingly, with all the hills, didn't feel like I was as disadvantaged as I am around it. Yeet. No, thank you, Rex. I'm kind of vibing with a Husky now, to be honest. I don't know if you can take a KTM1 and just slap it on the Husky. I don't know if they are just built off the same base for the two strokes. I don't know if like it will just transfer over and work fine. Scrubbed it too hard. It feels like if I'm turning on bumps, the back end will get kicked out a lot more harsh than it would do on a 450. Not good. Is there a default sound file? I don't know what you mean. Just no sound file should give you the default sound file. Trying to be nice to Scythe here because I could just ride through him because of the ping difference, but I wanted to try and make a normal pass. I'm not taking too much away from the races on these tracks that have been out for ages anyway because everybody's fast on them. I do think that based on how like Glen Helen went, for example, don't think I'll be too bad in the qualifying tomorrow. That might be famous last words. It could go absolutely atrocious. But we'll find out tomorrow. Although stuff like that does not fill me with confidence. I don't think the front end folds like that on the heavier bikes. Yoit. I'm glad to hear you would, Rex, because unfortunately, like the cams and the tyres, I don't think they ever will. I tried pushing that propaganda 2 years ago and got hung out to dry. I think the collision on that bale stretches out further than the actual bale does. Front tried going on me there. You're teasing me? So yes, it's fine. I just have to make a point of staying out of all the rough stuff. Which sometimes is not easy to do. But I would say this track's more of the... more one-liney in some sections than others. Just where it's so fast-paced overall. I've tried the two-stroke on the flat version of Nashville Rex, and it is fine everywhere. But there's one long rhythm section, and I have a feeling you're gonna want a 450 just to get that one extra jump that you'll need. It might be alright. It might be fun. Yeah, it folds really easily on stuff like that. And I don't know if that would happen on the 450. It's just that back end kicking up. And then as the back end's gone so far, the front end's hit a bump and both wheels are off the ground at the same time, so you're kind of a passenger at that point. I'm sure that's something... I think that's something suspension can help. Don't think that's something suspension will completely fix. I think that could just be a bike characteristic as well. Just gonna have to try and stay away from the rough stuff a lot. Yeah, Fuzzy, that's correct. Should we do a bit of sand? I wouldn't mind doing a bit of sand. Do some Keegums from last year. Some Latvia action. You think the KTM's better tracking over bumps? Oh, let me. Actually, I can try this now. No, we won't do Keegums right now. We'll do another normal track first. Let me just download the shit that Rax sent to me and see if it's good. Let's copy Poboso, MX Bikes, profiles, Lynn's setups. Common, KTM, what would this come under? The MX-1 250 SX, right. Copy and paste that. So let's try and find another just normal track. I want to do a non-sand track to test this this setup out. Nah, 350s are arse. I've tried them many times. I literally tried one last night. Can we just do... We'll try Sweden. I mean, yeah, we could try some of the MX tracks from last year instead. I mean, Parla was pretty rough, wasn't it? This was an absolute highway. This was way too smooth. I think Lakewood was pretty rough, if I remember. We'll start with Parla. We'll get the track link. Actually, first things first, let me see if it's actually on the server list. Because for some tracks just don't work on the CBR servers, for me at least. I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. 2025 Parla. Says it's showing up. This is another track that people spent an ungodly amount of time on. Because there was a lot of series that happened after, like the normal aerial series as well, that people would race on. Alright, so we'll try out the KTM in this one. If the KTM doesn't feel like instantly better, I'll go back to the Husky for Trentino tomorrow, just because I'll be like a little bit more familiar with it. Probably going to be running a stock as well. Oh no, I do have a skin on it. Okay, okay. You would have to ask Cam that question. I have no idea. I've never bought a model swap myself, so I could not tell you who the best people are for them these days. Why am I switching to the two-stroke? Just to try and have a bit of fun again, I guess. Something a bit different, isn't it? No, that 1.1 isn't a setup for this bike. So we'll see how the KTM feels. Nope. You can fuck yourself. Not giving you the attention for cutting the track to be in front of me. I am that petty. I will do it every single time as well. I try and remember where all the fast lines were around here now. Oh, she's quiet. No, heavy's not the right word. It feels like the geometry's changed in a way that makes the bike feel stiffer. She didn't want to get cranked over very well there. Bruh. Can't remember if this track went straight a little bit there before the right or if it was straight away. Don't know if I like the geometry on this. I swear we was doing, maybe it was the 2024 version we was doing that on. I don't recall there being an invisible barrier there. I'm here for it. I like that we can't do it. I don't know if this track's going to be the best example of getting what the bike's going to handle like compared to the GPs. Actually, a lot smoother. Did I have a good holiday? I've not had a holiday. I think around the outside there was the best, but I messed it up last attempt, so I didn't want to go and do it again straight away. Trying to get to the inside. Getting a bit more familiar with it, she's coming to me. I did race this series, didn't I? I didn't commentate it, because I don't... for some reason I just don't remember this layout of this track. I'm remembering the 2024 one much more. Okay, fourth gear is not the move there, you will bog like crazy. Is this one paid? I assume so. I actually don't know, Rex sent me this one rather than Splash himself. Might not be though. I do remember watching Chase do that though in the NA qualifying. I think my handlebars are hitting the ground in that right-hander and it's the collision's causing me to pop up off the ground and then both wheels come off. Uh-oh. Rest in peace. Track's in the pinned comment. Yeah, sorry if I'm not looking at chat as actively as I usually am. Trying to get a bit of a flow going on this bike to see if I like it more than the Husky. And that's much bigger than I remember it being as well. It's kind of like my final practice ahead of trying to qualify for GPs tomorrow. I'll probably have to do some... Damn, we're going for hot laps like that? Crazy work. I'll probably have to do some practicing during the day tomorrow, I reckon. Because it would be quite embarrassing for the first round I'm trying to do it on a two-stroke to not even qualify. Front wanted to go. She wanted to go. Go to the geometry. I shall. Once it eventually loads. Give me 3 to 5 working days. There we go. That's what we're rocking with. Graphics settings? Really? I mean, we've got different PCs. You haven't got to have my graphics settings. Most of it's just all on high. I think I've got the anti-aliasing down. There you go. Take a screenshot. 2387. That'll make it even stiffer though, won't it? Giving it like a longer swing arm and stuff. Generally couldn't tell you how fork offset affects the bike. I do know I'm getting all kinds of off balance there. Hello, maybe. My frames have gone to poo again. I do think I'm having more success the more I stand up though. Which is annoying because it's so satisfying just to sit down and get it cranked over. No! Oh, the front end washes so easily. Like really, really easily. Like all the two strokes do. It's actually nuts how planted the 450s are in comparison. Because I always thought the 450s were wonky. Like the 254 strokes are like the most stable bike. So I'm always like, oh, the 450's arse. But no, the 252 stroke is even wonkier than the 450 is. Shit like that. I don't think I'd get that kind of wonky off balance on the 450. My... Hello? Why is my shit freezing like crazy now? Oh wait, I know, it's because I tapped out and went to Discord again. It really does not like it. You gonna ride the two-stroke with me tomorrow? That's very kind of you, Rex. I do fear you might be letting Tyler and Cam pull too many points on you in the chip this early on, though. Unless they also made the deal to do the same thing. But I would put good money on the fact that they would not both do it together at the same time. Tyler might. I think Cam's just too locked in on championship. I think the difference between me doing it and you guys doing it is you guys would be doing it to like prove how good you are by getting good positions still. I'm doing it because I'm too washed now to get good positions. So if I ride a bad bike, a good position is not expected anymore. So it's kind of like a get out of jail free card for me. Why didn't I do sim the other night? I went riding in real life on the same day. So I was up at 5 AM my time, and the sim qualifying doesn't start until 1:30 AM my time. So it was just a really, really long day. So I was just too tired for it. I went to bed instead. Which was definitely a mistake. I should have tried sleeping before it and waking up for it, because I didn't realise that it was another East-West showdown round. So it would have been my best chance again to get qualified and get through the heats. But I haven't played sim since the last round that I did. So I'll probably have to put a bit of time in on Tuesday, I think. Because we've got GPs in bikes tomorrow. And then I'll probably put a bit of time in on sim on Tuesday. Probably just do whoops over and over and over again. And then see if I can try qualifying for Nashville on Wednesday. I'm not sure if I'm vibing with this geometry more, Rex, or if I'm just getting used to the bike more, but yeah, it feels fine. I think maybe during the day tomorrow I'll do some more testing on this bike and this setup on some of the rougher GP tracks, see how it translates. It does feel like this bike has incredibly wide handlebars though. I'm tagging the bars all over the place. I don't like seeing myself on Kellen's stream, especially when I'm riding around at the back and making so many mistakes. Not a good look. I don't know. The front feels... It feels easier to tuck the front end around this track. No, I don't know if it's... Sorry, I meant to say it feels easier to tuck the front end on this bike. Yeah, even give the Husky a try as well if you want to, Rex, and see if you like it more, because I vibe with it. It's decent. I'll send you... I'm just running the free SPX one for now. I'll just send you what I'm running on it anyway, just if you want to try it. It's weird how the bikes change. I don't know which one I actually need. It's weird how the bikes change over the years, because the setup I ran on the Gas in 2024 was Washougal that I really liked and won on. Feels like absolute arse now on these versions of the bikes. So it's strange how different it is. Right, start a race. Drop the fork height. Actually, I need to make sure that I'm using this little updated one. I don't think it's tucking because of like an oversteer problem. I think it is just a case of the bikes are looser. So I don't want to go dropping the fork height and making the bike stiffer, because then it's just going to be harder to get it cranked over in the turns in general. I think my issue is I'm staying leant over too long on the exit of the turns, which is then leaning into it washing. Whereas on these two strokes, I need to make sure I stand the bike up quicker, so I'm not asking too much of the bike, and then go from there. Sharp on Team Geese. I've never heard of Team Geese before. I have just witnessed whoever was on that gas make absolutely zero attempt of trying to brake for that turn one. Just full on sent it up the inside of everybody and killed everybody. And he alone is everything that is wrong with players in MX Bikes lobbies. There is just zero thought process or zero care for anybody else on the track. And it's so frustrating to play against. Oh, doing my best 250 Jet Lawrence impression there. Very slow, delayed over the handlebars. Don't know if I'm going to get over this now. Stretch. Oh my god, my game's frozen again. Just MX bike swings. No, I appreciate the offer. I'm not looking to join any sim teams at all. I'm happy just rocking up on a weekly basis on my ghetto setup that I'm on. It's hard to tell if the front end on this is looser or if I'm just not flowing around the track as well. Tagging the handlebars a hell of a lot. And we've reached flow state for 3 corners. Let's keep it going. Nope, too much. Got too confident. Thank you, Rex. Catch you later. I've just been shown that the inside right there is incredibly fast compared to the outside. Pro gained to like 10 bike lengths. Serves haven't been very good so far today, have they? They keep freezing. Yeah, I couldn't do anything about that. Off balance uphill. Go where the bike takes me. No, immediate thoughts though. I do think that the Husky's been better. I'd be interested to do a race on the same track, just on the Husky. But I'd still have to take the server down and put it up again. I don't want to cause any bikes spawning inside of each other, you know? No, I'm not looking for any sim teams at all, thank you. Happy doing my own thing. Yeah, it feels a bit rough in the road. So your Husky might be the way. Oh, no drive. No drive along this straight. Oh, front end tried going on me again. I'm so sketchy right now, it's ridiculous. I think I should just be doubling the whole way around there, but I'm not sure what the lineup is. God damn it. Excuse me? Oh, it's got to face me the wrong way as well, hasn't it? God damn it. Riding a goat? I don't know what goats you've been looking at, sir. I'm on a KTM 250. Swear that's a code. I'm pretty sure it's a code just in my game. Because I get an outrageous amount of bike ends up facing the wrong way to respawn. And then when I'm commentating races and I'm watching people crash, their bike just always seems to face the right way. I always make a point in commentating saying, oh, we got a good respawn there. But I don't know if I have ever had a good respawn. Bruh. I'll be honest, I'm kind of over this one particular race. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Aiden's changed his name again. I couldn't tell you if it was just the track or if I wasn't vibing with the KTM. I'm not sure if the Husky's doing it more for me. Hmm. I've never had the deleted profile issue. And I know people do struggle with that. Do we know? Does anybody know? Obviously, the Yamaha and the Fantic sounds are absolutely boofed. Like, they're horrific. Is it just the sounds that are broken, or is it the actual bike speed that's broken as well? Because don't they just, like, rev to the moon? Like, there's no limit, it just keeps going. But I don't know if that's just the audio that's been done wrong, or if that is actually the bike broken. Because if the bike itself is good underneath the audio, it might be worth giving it a shot as well. But I have a feeling the bike itself is chalked. And if I remember correctly, I think it might also have suspension issues. Like where it will just explode every now and then if you hit a bump too big. Like to the point it shoots you up to the moon and you just never come back down. You know what would be a really difficult track? But I think we'd struggle to get a full lobby on. Is the MX of Nations version. Like this one here is very, very rough. But I don't know how many people would have it. I want to do Sardinia here, but it doesn't work on my servers for some reason. Even though I've got the high version, I know that's an issue with people with low versions, it doesn't work. But my high version, if I select it on the servers and start the server, the track will default to something completely different. Even if I try admin it, it just doesn't appear. So I think the next best move is to try and do like a Keegums from last year, because I know this works, and it's a fun soundtrack as well. The issue is I've not got a full-on sound setup for this bike, which will lose me a lot of time. I'd have something where I'd tweak to the rear a tiny bit, but I've not touched the front. Oh, we've done Italy from last year already. I don't want to kind of replay it again this soon. It says the race is still in progress in that one that I just left. It's not done yet. I was going to take the server down. Yeah, I'm going to try my best, Dan, at riding a two-stroke for the remainder of Supercross and GPs and see if I can make it into the races. I'm thinking that as a one-off lap, hopefully GPs isn't that difficult to make it into the motos. But trying to make it through the heat races in Supercross with like guaranteed bad starts every time, I think is going to be quite difficult. There you go, race is over now. Right. Latvia. Save. Let's see if this actually works. I don't think I'm in Chase's Discord. But it's very niche though, isn't it, having a stand set up for a random two-stroke? No, I wanted to do the old Trentino track today, but it's not appearing on my servers for some reason. Can do it solo in testing. That's all I got. Yeah, you'd think that if you're going to struggle to qualify for any round on a two-stroke, it would be a sand round, so it's probably good to get a little bit of sand practice in. The 2 corners in, so far so good. I do like this Keegum's track though. No, fell out of the rut. Yeah, it's definitely not soaking up all the bumps as nicely as a proper worked on sand setup would. Definitely not terrible though. Oh, I hear the lovely sound of two-stroke in my ears.
Still missing a timer smile.
No timer. Thank you, Moisek. No timer. We save them specifically for the donated funds, which I don't know when the next one's going to be, actually. Can't remember if it was inside or outside here. I mean, I went middle then and it felt all right. Uh-oh. That's not what you want. That's how you get a 0 momentum. Skirt. I mean, this track, I swear it's had like 10 bikes on it and the road is already doing its thing. Oh, it's just such a good track, man. It flows so nicely. I'm generally surprised the front end didn't wash there. I fully expected it to. No! Oh, I thought I was going to hit the bell. That was close. That still went great, but it was definitely better momentum than I had last time. Yup. Oh my god, I'm still 2 seconds slower than Flowdown. I mean, that felt like a good lap though. Yeah, this is last year's Latvia. Did I link it? I don't think I did. I did not. I apologise. I will get that for you now. My bad, pimp. I'm sure with a proper setup on the gas it can be good, but all I did was do 2 laps on each two-stroke on Switzerland, like with base setup, and the Husky felt best as the base, so I just started riding that more. So I wouldn't look into the choice of two-stroke too hard. I think that applies to like any bike that I ride ever. Because if I'm randomly riding a different bike one week and everyone just asks why, it's not because of a reason, it's just because I fancied riding something different. Yeah, this track is going to deteriorate a lot, but that's good. It's kind of what we need. Right, it's again, I know and I understand why like everybody rides the Yamaha, for example. It's because it gives you the best chance of doing well, because it is the best bike, or best 450 anyway. Just with how it puts the power down to the ground, it's got the most time spent on it by everybody, so you're probably going to find better setups for it because people understand the bike more and know what to do to it. But if you are good enough of a player, you can win on other bikes. If any of you aren't NA, like you don't watch the NA races, you only watch the EU ones. On Friday, when I rode the Gas in Supercross and done well on it, Rax then decided to also ride it in NA and he won on it. So sometimes it's track dependent as well. Sometimes you just need that little bit extra oomph that the Yamaha can give you. But in the right hands, a lot of different bikes can win. But again, I understand why a lot of people want to ride the best bike all the time. It's because it gives them the best chance of getting good results. I'm telling you, the sore throat is getting worse as the night's gone on. I don't think we've even got any medicine in the house to like try and preemptively get rid of it. I got some Strepsils and that's it. Might have to have one limb before I go to bed tonight. And I restart once. If there's any more jump starts, we have to treat that as a mechanical issue, unfortunately. That is how she goes. No clue what gear or how far forwards or back to lean out the gate on sand on this thing. I don't know if there's anybody that knows that. It's a bad time to really need a Wii as well. I think I'll make this my last one. Because finishing this race will take us to around about the 3-hour mark. And that's usually more than enough for me playing bikes in one sitting. So I just end up burning out way too quickly if I do more than that. I'm also noticing, this is going to annoy a lot of you here, the blue triangle on that front fender is not central at all. Like, the tip of the triangle is more to the right-hand side than it is in the middle of it. By quite a lot as well. Oh, I missed the inside rut completely. Just skating around on top of it. Oh, here, another two-stroke. Let's go. You just can't. Like, there is no way there is somebody that's written a script to enable me to get fucked by other bikes every single race. Surely there's got to be a point where a race just goes fine. No other bike issues at all. I'm very sorry to hear that, Freddie. I say it's not a nice thing to go through whatsoever. I've had other people offer to do it with me as well, like my brother and my cousin, but I've just straight up said, like, you can do it if you want to, but in terms of like pacing and stuff on the day, I will be doing it by myself. I don't think I want to do it with anybody on the day. I kind of just want to put some music in and just be on my own with my thoughts for like 10 to 12 hours or so, and just go through the motions of it. But no, it sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. See, the start was kind of poo, but I'm making relatively quick work of getting around people. Oh, this thing does not like hooking up on the straights. Holy. Oh, front end. That was very close. Yeah, and like all things aside as well, 98 is a very, very long life. So hopefully it's been a good one. Now, if she's made it to 98 while being healthy the whole time as well, that's pretty damn impressive. I wonder who's running under the Lucas Conan alias. It was Dark Ping, so I've got no idea. You just got to drift your whole way around that right-hander. So I don't think P5's terrible, being underpowered. A potential P4. But this is one of my more played tracks. I am a big Keegan's enjoyer. At least this year's one. The one before this I never vibed with very much at all. So I get a little bit sloppy in the corners. Like going over the top of them. Oh, it says I'm in third. Did somebody leave? I swear that was 5th place, and I just passed Miles for 4th. Don't know where the third came from, unless somebody rage quit. Or there's cuts coming in. Well, I'm kind of schmoovin'. Oh, oh! Jinxed it again. Thank you, Freddy. I didn't feel like I rode well at all, I'll be honest. One lap left to go, see if I can hold Miles off. She's a bit sluggish. She's gone. Hang on, he's making mistakes as well. He's dead. I don't think that's a bad way to end the stream off at all. I just feel... the Husky does just feel more comfy for me. I don't know if it is the better bike or not, but I feel like it's best to go on the bike I'm more comfy on. Right. It's been a pleasant stream, everybody. Thank you for stopping by. Hopefully we can all support your boy tomorrow, see if we can get this thing inside the top 35 in qualifying. There's glimpses of greatness there, I just need to be extra precise. But then again, for qualifying, I just need to go balls to the wall for a lap anyway. We'll see how it goes. The track for tomorrow does look quite techy. So we'll see if it ends up being a W idea or an L idea and it ends up biting me in the arse. But I hope you've enjoyed the stream. It will not be the same time tomorrow, it'll be a little bit earlier tomorrow. It's like just after 7 my time, so it's like just after 8 for most of Europe. I want to say that's like 1, just after 1 Eastern, something like that. I don't know all the different time zones, but here we go. Please commentate NA tomorrow. If Wes lets me know ahead of time, then I can do. He wanted me to commentate NA Supercross on Friday. However, he'd messaged me after I'd already gone to bed, so I didn't know. So if they know in advance that special's not going to be about, and he can let me know, then I'm down for it. I'll happily do it. I've been live on both. I dual stream now, so Twitch and YouTube together. Yeah, thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your night. I will catch you tomorrow for some GP of Trentino action. Good night.